and stop sharing. Oh, hey. Oh, look at all those lovely people. I can see you now. So, hey, folks, welcome to another Visual Jam. I'm Paddy Danda, and I'm going to be your co-host today. So if it's your first time, welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome back. And we're going to have an hour and a half of visual fun, but also with some interesting insights. So we do have a special guest today. I'm going to let Grant introduce that special guest. So over to you, Grant.
Thanks, Paddy, and welcome everybody. So yeah, today we're really excited to have Mamta Singh with us. So Mamta, hi, he's waving there.
Hi.
So Mamta is a professional illustrator and wall muralist. If you look at Mamta's Instagram, there's some amazing stuff on there. What's your handle again on Instagram, Mamta, just so everybody knows?
Artist Mamta Singh. Very simple. Artist Mamta Singh.
There you go. Got some fantastic stuff there. And there's another one, the Doodle one, where you do doodle illustration and kind of teaching as well. So some really interesting stuff to go and check out there. And today, Mamta's going to talk us through some of the work she does and give us a bit of a lesson on kind of pattern doodling and that kind of thing. So yeah. Mamta's Instagram is fire. That is definitely true. So without further ado, Mamta, I'll hand over to you to introduce yourself better than I did and say hello to everybody.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I am so glad that you guys have joined over here, and it's like 50 participants over here. I'm so super happy for like everyone to be here. So first of all, thank you so much, Pradeep and Grant, for inviting me over here to host such a beautiful thing. Now, I was following Visual Jam for quite a long time, and then I was like, oh, you guys do quite a, good visual sketching kind of thing. So very happy to be here. Okay, so I would like to have some kind of interaction. So whatever you like to, whatever questions you have, or if I say something and you don't understand or you do understand, please put it in the chat box so that, I see that where this is going. I see that, okay, you guys are getting me, and then we can go along with that. All right. Say yes if you are getting me in the chat box itself. Yeah. Cool. Okay, great. So I will be sharing my screen now. Right? So this is this software, what do we call? Procreate. Can you spotlight the other profile, Pradeep?
Oh, okay. 1 second. Let me find the other profile. Where is the other profile?
From my stories.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Right. Let me see if I can.
So do you need to share that device, Mamta, and then we spotlight you?
Yeah, I think you've got to share it from that device, Mamta.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
just like you did.
Share from, is it from your iPad? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you share from
I have shared already. I have shared the file, but I am not able to see it because I think the voice is coming from this. So I think you guys have to spotlight from my stories. Otherwise, people won't be able to see.
It doesn't give me the option, Mamta, to spotlight that one. Yeah.
What?
Let me.
Sure. Have you made that profile the co-host or something?
Yep.
Just a second.
So try sharing again from that device, because sometimes I think it can be a little bit glitchy.
Okay, wait. We'll do it again. Should I leave from that and then join again? Wait.
Okay.
Go on, Gran, you can tell some jokes. Fill some time.
You don't want to hear my jokes.
Right, I've let it back in.
Yeah. So make me the co-host.
Okay.
Please.
Find it. Where is it? Where is it?
from my stories.
At the bottom.
Right at the bottom. Oh yeah. Right, guys, let's do make
Believe it or not,
post.
check this before we came on.
Oh yeah, we did all this.
We don't
Right.
just tend to wing it, honestly.
You should be able to share now, Mamta.
Yeah, I am sharing it now.
Hey, there we go.
We're good.
Cool, great. Okay, first thing first. Hello. All right. Okay. So a little bit about me. I am based in India and I do murals. I teach doodle art also. And most of my murals are basically based on, what do we say? Indian architecture, very much inspired from Indian architecture, Indian things, because whatever I see in my surrounding and I take things from that surrounding also. But what I have done is I have utilized those inspirations and kind of made it into a very modern form so that it can go into a doodling format also. So we will be basically going through those lines. I will be showing you my work. But before that, happy Diwali, guys, belated, because it's all gone. It was on 10th of November. The topic of this session was on, Diwali doodles. So Diwali doodles would have been these diyas and firecrackers and lights and all those things. But now I think that I will be sharing some different sort of doodling, which is actually very much inspired from what I do, but it will also give you something else which is not related right now. But happy Diwali in that sense. Okay, I will be sharing a little bit of what I do. So this is the kind of work I do. I am into murals. Murals is basically painting on wall. Now this is an art installation, right? So now if you see closely, if you see all these patterns, they have so much of, what do we say, line work. So much of line works over here, right? And I infuse little bit of pattern works with the line work so that, it all gels up together. So this is one kind of art installation. And this, again, is for a Rajasthan. Rajasthan is from where I am, and it is very much culturally rich, very much heritagely rich, and it has so many forts and everything. And there was this music festival, Jaipur Literature Festival. And so this is basically a literature festival, but they have their music night. And because it was set in Rajasthan, and Rajasthan has this, turban guys with long mustaches, and yeah, that's the state of Maharajas and all. So I kind of portrayed that and merged it with my line works and created an art installation over there. Thank you, Neil. So this pattern, the next pattern, this is very different from normal pattern works because this is a proper doodling work. Now, this doodling is for a corporate company and they wanted something around the games theme. So the games which I have incorporated in here is what we play in India, right? So like gilli danda, like sitolia, like bat ball, all these kinds of childhood games, and some national bigger games also, and some video games also. So I kind of tried to mingle all those things over here. Lines are quite similar to Zentangles. Yes, so Zentangles, so line works and Zentangles quite go hand in hand, although there is a lot of difference between them, but you can say that. Thank you, Nicole. So this thing over here is a 2D doodle ambience structure. So I tried to give a space and ambience where people will be feeling, homely kind of a thing. So this is again in a corporate thing. and it is in their what do we say, a recreational room. So there is nap rooms behind those walls. So this company had nap rooms for their employees. So if you're tired from your work, they won't let you go. Basically, they will just, you know, drag you and they'll say that, okay, sleep in there and come back fresh. So very nice concept, because sometimes I feel like, you know, after having lunch or something, I need to sleep or something like that. 20 or 30 minutes of nap is like always needed. So yeah, this is to inspire that, like, okay, you are going home, now go sleep, something like that. Now this is a properly Rajasthan inspired work, and yeah, the beds are not drawn on the floor because they're inside behind those walls. Okay, so this one is these faces basically are inspired from it is called from Kishangarh Shaili. There is a state, there is a city in Rajasthan called Ajmer, and then there is a little city over there, Kishangarh. So this style is very much famous over there. When I was in Jaipur, Jaipur is the capital of Rajasthan, I saw so many Kishangarh Shaili art over there. I got so drawn to the type of faces they make. And so I practiced it, and I pitched it to one of the clients who assigned me for the mural work, and he also liked it. So I did this big faces, and then if you see the background, the picture is very blurry, but if you see the background, I have involved doodling in that. Now it is a very old work, so I don't have a very high definition, what do we say, picture over here, but I guess that you get an idea. All right, this is again another very much Indian inspired thing. Now, do you see these circle things? These circle things, this is a form of mandala. And then what I was trying to make is a festival which is celebrated in South India, and I'm forgetting the name of this festival, but yeah, it is Onam or something. So it is all about you know, worshipping the cow and worshipping the fields, the grass, basically. Pongal, yes, right. So this was about that, and obviously I'm so much obsessed about what do we say, the line works. So I kind of infused the line works into it. When I went to Goa years ago, there were cows on the beach. Is that normal? It is absolutely normal. However, I am living in Goa right now, but I haven't seen any cows on the beach. I have seen so many dogs though, but cows are very much normal. So this is a mandala art. So mandalas are basically form of Zentangles only, but they are into a circle. So whenever if you are making so many patterns into a circle, it becomes kind of a mandala. And if they have these patterns in a repetitive format, so if you're repeating any patterns, then yeah, you get a mandala. So if you see these patterns, I simplify the patterns and then I kind of repeat them. And all these patterns, they are basically inspired from Indian architecture. You will see how, because we will be doing it together. But yes, this is one of the ways I tried to include my patterns into an art form over here. And then again, line works, because very much obsessed with that. Okay, now this is what do we say, a botanical style. I am very much fascinated by the plants, and because the plants and the structure of the leaves have so many lines, like it has so many possibilities of infusing lines in them, and I so love how to bring them together. So this was one of my commission work, which the client actually gave me a lot of freedom to just do this work. They didn't even ask for the blueprint, and I just went like crazy on this wall, and I am so in love with this wall. So if you happen to come to Goa by chance, again, this is a restaurant in South Goa, Palolem, and it is named Canvas, Kanvas, and it is also run by a British guy. Yeah. This is very contrary to my normal work because I don't use so much of colors, but this is very, very colorful. Again, I am infusing so much of line works into it and broad shapes. And if you see, again, these patterns, because I think patterns makes the most of the doodling, and it is very much meditative, very, very much meditative. So this is one, and if you see it closely, just take your time and have a look at it. Every single leaf, every background, anything, it has some or the other pattern. So yeah, that's kind of, what do we say, either my liking or my niche or my obsession. I kind of try to infuse lines and the patterns and the text and make it kind of grandeur. Yes, totally do that. So this comes to this now, how I make these murals. So I have done like 300 plus murals. So I did had a count till 300 murals, and then I stopped counting how many I'm drawing. So now I only say 300 plus murals. Someday, like after 2-3 years, I will say 500 plus murals, because it will happen. Anyways, so how I do it. So there is a whole process goes behind these things. So if you're drawing at your own house or in your own office, or if you have a wall which is available to you to just experiment and go crazy, you can actually make anything, basically anything, and you will love whatever you are making. But when it comes to doing it commercially, like I am doing it for the clients, for the restaurants, for the cafes, for the corporates, for residents. Now residential people also have some kind of theme which is there in their mind, and so there are different categories of people who want things to be done on the wall, but then they have this theme in their mind. They do have some kind of brief or something like that. So the process. Now, first thing is I take the brief from the client. Now, not sometimes, it is basically most of the time that my client is always like, I don't know, you are good at what you are doing. Just do whatever you want to do on the wall. I like your work, just do it. Just make this wall beautiful. But that doesn't go, because that is not my wall, that is their wall, and they have to be there all the time. They will be sitting there all the time. They will be looking at that wall all the time. So it is very, very important that they like that wall. So I kind of take out the brief from the client, even when they are not ready with their brief, even when they do not know what the brief is basically. So generally what happens is I just talk to my client, like simply talking to my client, and then I kind of understand their story, how they started, if they are doing a business, or what is their story basically, how are they working, what is their anything they are very much comfortable to share. Their likes, their dislikes also. What they don't like is very much important, more than the liking part, but both the things. And then their color preferences, like what colors they like. Sometimes, see, I like so much of grays, blues, brown, yellow. So I am not very much into primary colors like red, like, very strong, very those colors. So I know this, but no, you won't be knowing this. So same way, whenever I am talking to a client, they are like, oh, we like everything, but they do have some kind of preferences. So it is kind of my job to take out those talks from them. And then I sit with them and I generally surf internet with them, like Pinterest and all those things. And I just try to see what they're liking. If they have any reference images, it is very good. If they are not having any reference images, then I just show them the pictures, like, okay, you like this or like that or like this or like that. And they're like, this is nice, that is nice. So basically, what I do in taking the brief from the client is generally bonding with them, having conversations with them. And I get to listen so many experiences from them, and I also share my experiences also. I have heard so many crazy stories of my clients, travel stories, sometimes clients, I have these stories which they are not able to tell to someone else, but because I am an outsider and I don't know, I am not in their social circle, they share those kinds of experiences with me. And that is a very intimate bonding which I have with my clients. All my clients till now, touch wood, have turned kind of my friends, kind of my family. So yeah, it is happening like very less in corporates, but then whoever I'm talking to in the corporate way, like the manager maybe, or anyone who is giving me the brief, so that becomes my friend. So that is the whole process of taking the brief from the client. And then I share blueprints on that brief. So I will be sharing one example over here. I did this wall mural for Boat company. Boat is a headphones, all these company. They have these earphones, headphones, watches, and all those kinds of things. So basically into speakers. So I shared so many blueprints with them. I am just sharing for 5 years. I did share 25 plus blueprints with them, but it got so rejected and I deleted them. And I never knew that I'm going to do this workshop. Otherwise, I would have saved it. Anyways, so these are the blueprints. One is the person who is taking the speaker and just chilling it with it. So it actually kind of very similar to Cowardly the Dog, if you are into cartoons. So the person in that. So it is kind of that, the inspiration. Then I did some text thing, plug in Boat, and then I made background with so many doodles, which actually has song lyrics and all those things. Then I made this. This is their wall. I actually used Procreate and made a blueprint on the wall itself, but it didn't work out, but it's okay. And then I made, this one. All right. Okay, this one. This monkey, I don't know, psychedelic monkey or something, who is listening to the headphones, kind of representing Boat. So these were the shortlisted blueprints, but the blueprint which went through was this. So this is simply a girl, having this headphones of Boat, and then I included doodles inside the hair part. And so this was the blueprint which went through. Now, if you see, this blueprint is very rough. It does not have so much of details. So I took so much of details from the client that it only has like 5% of the details in it. So now, when I execute this thing, it will be more detailed. You love the monkey, Margie? I also loved it, and I actually shared it on my Instagram also. Okay. So the execution part. So when I'm executing, it is kind of more detailed and to the brief and very much nice and fine. And according to the wall size, because here I am making it on the sheet, right? And the sheet can be square, the sheet can be rectangle. but the actual wall size is different. When you are working on the wall, your sense should be like that, okay, you have to make this line from here to here, sensing the wall actually. And the fourth thing is spontaneity, which I use personally. I have seen artists who goes by the blueprint, like if they have drawn one line here, they will be drawing the same length of line on the wall. They won't be playing with the blueprint or something. But I do a lot of changes spontaneously because according to the wall, I feel that, okay, no, this will go like this, or this will go like this. I can add some more details over here, or I can remove these details. So according to that, execution happens, and then I will show you the executed wall. So do you see the difference between the blueprint? Now colors play a very important role here. When I am doing it digitally, it is very strong. But when I'm doing it here, it is soft, right? So this is kind of the executed one. Now it is more detailed. The wall size is very, very different. And then I have included lots and lots of doodles inside it. Okay, not zooming it. Cool. All right, so this is kind of the process, and this is how I do the mural work. So yeah, this is about the murals. Do you have anything to say, or do you like, or do we have any muralist over here, or who goes by any other process? Do you do text first? Maybe you will answer soon. Yeah, so what I do first is based on the sensing of the wall. If I like to paint the doodles, I paint doodles and I go with the rhythm. So it's not about painting the text first. Do you paint directly on the wall? Yes, I do paint directly on the wall. If I have the blueprint ready, then I know how to go and how to have it on the wall. But the bigger structure, like the face, the flow, that I draw it with the chalk first, so that I don't make a mistake in the flow of the whole artwork. But then this thing, the inside doodles and everything, it is all directly painting on the wall. Now, I have been working on walls for like past 10 years. Now I can do this. But before, like when I was starting, I used to first draw it, the whole mural with the chalk, and then I would be painting it. With practice, now I have started, painting without the chalk, but sometimes I do use chalks. So yeah, thank you. Do you even do the dreaded rework? Are you mostly able to keep to your interpretation of the rework thing? Oh man, I tell you, that is the most dreaded work. And I have been so lucky that my blueprints and my execution actually go through in the first go. Like they don't require so much of rework. But recently, at one of my residential project, I did a major rework, but yeah, it is really dreaded. But then if the client wants it, I just want them to be happy with the artwork, so I do it. On the big mural, are you improvising in some way? Obviously, I do improvise according to the wall size, because when I'm drawing it on the sheet, it is always on the sheet. I cannot see the wall. I cannot feel the wall. And when I feel the wall, I improvise so much. I don't use markers. It is all brushwork. So the markers, basically, suppose the good markers, the Posca ones, the Sharpie ones, they are cheaper in the US or UK there. But when it comes here, they are very much expensive. And then they do not gel with the Indian quality wall. And so I'm sticking to the brushwork, and also brushwork is making my strokes very nice and long. So I'm happy with that. So what sorts of paint and materials? Paints, so for the interior, so there are wall paints basically. So whatever you are painting, so they come in colors also. For the interiors, they have interior plastic paints. For the exteriors, they have exterior plastic paints. So you get it from the paint shop itself. Now there are acrylic color also, and if it is a wall which is inside interiors, and it won't have any effect of the rain or seepage problem or water problem, or everything is nice, dry over there, then I go for the acrylic colors, otherwise the plastic colors only. Thank you. How much of it is brushwork? So this thing you see over here, total brushwork, no markers, total brushwork. And no, I don't do it with markers. I did like very minute things or something, I use markers, but then the markers are not so visible from far, whatever we have here, like available on the stationery shop. So I don't go with the markers. Okay, just a second. On the big mirror, are you improvisation based on the blueprint? I mean, yes, improvisation based on the blueprint only. So if I see that this mural, this blueprint won't go nice on the wall, then I discuss it with the client, and then I give them another blueprint which will go according to the wall. So this only happens when I have not seen the wall first. I'm just going in the blind. I just had a virtual call or something, and then I'm going on the site. And then I see the wall for the first time. I'm like, oh no, this blueprint won't work. So then I improvise a lot. So I do it freehand because all my designs are, so if I'm projecting any image, then my, what do we say? The spontaneity will go. It will be like, I won't be spontaneous. It will be like, I have to stick with the blueprint only. For that, my blueprint have to be very, very strong. My blueprints are like rough drafts, the idea kind of a thing. Whatever I do is finally done on the wall itself. How did you practice when you started doing murals back then? So that is a very nice question. So my father had this government quarter, and I started painting on the walls. I painted all the walls, and I even painted the bathroom doors. I even painted the kitchen, what do we say? The doors, basically, and the insides of the bathroom, the backside of the garden area, everything. I painted everything. And I told my father that this is my way of releasing stress, because I was studying chartered accountancy, and I clicked so many pictures of those walls, went door to door, every cafe, like 52 cafes in Jaipur, and one of them gave me my first commercial work, and that's how I started painting. What can go wrong? What are the pitfalls? What are the golden solution we should know? I think if you are practicing enough, you can never go wrong, because whatever you are making, so I go wrong all the time. Like if I'm trying to make like this, and suppose my brush went like this, then I improvise on the spot and I make something else. You're getting my point. But then there are something, if I am making mistake in the main figure, which is not possible, then I repaint it. I paint the wall white again, and then I again, use it. The golden rule is always practicing before. So it's not about practicing on the wall, it is about practicing on the paper. The way you make strokes, the way you lines, the idea of making things, how you are going about it, and the kind of spontaneity you have in making the designs on the paper will come through you when you're doing it on the wall. And if you really want to be a muralist, then have a practice wall. So just take one wall of your house and you just paint, repaint, paint, repaint, paint, repaint. Oh, sorry. So I live in a rented space. So I took one fake wall of MDF sheet, and then I'm practicing on that. Otherwise, if I have my own home, then I would have taken a wall, I would paint it white again, practice, paint it white again, practice, paint it white again, practice, something like that. Because when you're working on the paper, your hand is like that. But when you're working continuously on the wall, your hand is like that, and you kind of have back pain and shoulder pain and all those kinds of pain. So it's very important to keep doing exercise also. Otherwise, your body will get stuck, and then you won't find any joy in making murals. It looks huge and larger than life when you are done, but if you are not in love with the process of it, you won't be able to love it so much. You will be just loving the end result, and you will just love to post it on the social media, but not really the process, and you'll get frustrated in the process. So I think loving the process is something very much important. How did the transition from person C to become a mural happen? What inspired you? That's a long story, bro. We'll cover it if we have some time afterwards. Okay, so moving on. We have this, not we, like I conduct this Doodle Art Workshop also. And I started doing it in 2017 or 18 sometime. And I did it, the physical workshops. I will show you the times when I was very, very happy with my physical workshops. La 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 la. But then everything went online. So the whole point is, all workshops started happening virtual, and though I am very much in favor of virtual workshops also, but I am not kind of trying, not able to transfer my energies to the masses. Like drawing need to be very much physical thing. It's all women. Yes, I have 80% of the crowd, and also social media things, all women. Do you see men? So there is one guy over here. See, it's not always the case. I think my following, my people are women people, go girls, kind of a part. Okay, so now we are coming to the main point. What's Doodle? Can you write, anyone, what is the notion of Doodle inside your mind? What do you think what Doodle is? Or have you heard this word before? Do you know it or not know it? Anything, tell me in the chat box. What is Doodle to you guys? What do you think Doodle is? It's a flowing line. My mind's drawing. Taking a line for a walk. That's one way to put it. Random flow, brain dump, going to the lines, having fun, drawing little pictures. Online date planner, it was before like drawing without constraints, subconscious flow in lines, scribbling what comes to my mind, drawing without a plan, scribbling a hara, drawing without a, oh, that's great. De-stress, flow. Yes. So I'll give you one example which I used to give in all my workshops, and that is the best example I can give. So suppose you are having a gossip on a call, like with your friend, and you're just talking normally about your day, and you're just telling your days and everything. But you have a pencil in your hand, in other hand, pencil, pen, anything. You have that. Here you are gossiping a lot. You're just talking. But then you have this thing in your hand, and then subconsciously, like you're not focusing on it, but it is happening. You started scribbling, and it happens automatically. If you have something to scribble with, it starts scribbling, ding, 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 ding. Right? So whatever you make, without focusing your mind on, without putting your mind on this. Now this thing is doodling. So doodle basically cannot be taught. Doodle basically cannot be a subject. Doodle art, whatever you see on the internet, whatever you see when you find, you just type the term doodle, and then you see all those nice monsters or cute looking like food doodles or rectangles or all those things. These are the product of those people who have practiced enough that when they are gossiping on the phone, they are doodling like this. That's coming out of their practice. Understanding. So if you say that, oh, I cannot doodle, that is wrong, because you can scribble. Now, scribbling is doodling. Whatever is coming out of your mind, out of your hand over here is doodling, right? So what I teach in my workshops is just simple fundamentals of drawings, how to observe things very simply, how to see things, how to look basically, and then how to use that into your drawing. And when you do that, and when you practice enough, then you kind of become a very pro doodlers. Then whenever you are sitting in your class, in your meetings or anything, and something is going on, you'll start doodling whatever is going on. Like you will start doodling the minutes of the meetings, you'll start doodling the project reports, you'll start doodling anything. So it is the doodling, when you doodle that sort of a thing, it is known as visual sketch noting, which you guys do over here, visual jamming, right? So doodling is basically a very, like a process to reach there, maybe, right? So that making doodles easy will make you reach there, right? So it is a total work. You see, you observe what is there, and you listen what's happening. Okay, these information is coming to your mind, and then you process this, and then you come up with a drawing. Now this whole thing becomes very easy for some people because they do it again over the time, right? So that's basically what doodle is. Doodle is something which you're making without putting your focus on, without putting your mind on. Whatever you're making is doodling. And to make nice proper illustration or visual sketch notes kind of a doodles, you need to have a little bit of practice so that thing happens automatically, that you don't have to focus on making things nicely. It happens automatically. Are you getting my point? Are you clear on what doodle is? Because whatever you see on the internet, just don't get disappointed by the fact that, oh, I cannot doodle. You can. Whatever you do is doodling basically. All right. Now, so what we are including in doodles is scribbling, which is the starting point, cartoons, like anything, whatever is coming to your mind, characters. Okay. Now whoever you see is a character. Now, if you're trying to doodle it down, it will become a doodle character. Patterns, which forms the mandala, which forms these rectangles, which can be used basically anywhere in the background or anywhere basically. And text. Now, the way I have written this is also a style of doodle, handwriting. This is not handwriting basically. This is my specific way of writing things in a doodle format. Okay, so handwriting obviously influences my style of writing it, and you can go towards different types of typefaces, calligraphy, and all those things also. Okay, so we will be talking more about patterns today, because I would like to tell you how I actually take out the patterns from the things I see, from the things I observe. The number one rule and the only rule of having patterns and discovering new patterns is observing your surrounding. Okay, and that can be anything. That right now when wherever you are sitting. It can be anything. Okay, whatever you see, you can actually take out patterns from that. All right. We are going to do one example. So if you guys do have a pencil or a pen or a paper with you, you can do it with me also. And if you're not having it, I will give you 1 minute if you can have those things with you, because it's been a very, without the, what do we say, any activity class right now. So if you will do it with me, it will be fun. Okay, so this software is Procreate, and I have never taken any workshop with this Procreate thing, but taking it today. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay. So now you just have a look over here. Suppose you have this cup in front of you. Try, observe, and see how that cup looks like. Okay, it has an oval top, okay, then a squarish base, all right, and it can be oval also, it can be a V-shaped also, depends on what kind of cup you are having, and then a saucer plate, and then a handle. This is a very basic drawing of a cup. Okay, now if you want to take out patterns from this, now see what all things it is made of. It is having an oval shape. So, okay, this shape, this oval shape, right? I am taking out the oval shape over here. Fine. Now, suppose it is having these two lines over here. Let's take out these lines. Suppose this is the base thing. Let me take out this base thing. Suppose I am taking this thing from the handle. Okay. And if you want to take the saucer, let's take out the saucer half like this. Okay. Can we further analyze these shapes? Suppose I am using these ovals and making a pattern. Now a pattern is what? Which is repeated. Okay, so now I am repeating this. Now if we want to further intricate it, suppose I am using this one inside it. And you can use it in any manner. I am using it like this. Okay, suppose I am again using small ovals inside it. Understanding? Now this is a simple way of looking at your surrounding. You are just taking out the shapes, you are merging the shapes, and then you are making a pattern out of it. Okay, and you can come up with a numerous amount of patterns. Now suppose if I want to make more a background kind of feel, and I'm using this over here, I can put things like this. And my inspiration was what? A cup from which I was drinking my chai or something. Okay, getting? Now suppose I want to take another pattern. Now suppose I'm taking this one over here and I'm taking a half part only and repeating it. Let's take a half part and repeat. All right. And just I will be taking, suppose, a C from here. And I will just enclose the open part. All right. And then maybe I will introduce more lines inside it to make it more intricate. Okay, maybe more ovals. So it can be a single pattern, it can be a whole background thing happening from all those shapes which you actually see in a, what do we say, in your ambience or in your surrounding or any product which is lying over there. Understood? Yes or no? You can write it in the chat box, guys. I just want to know that you are getting whatever I am telling. Okay, great. Thank you. Great. Cool. So moving on to the next thing, which is Indian architecture. Thank you everyone. It's so great to see that you guys got what I was trying to tell. Good. So Indian architecture, from which I am very much inspired for the patterns. So this is one Rampuria Haveli in Bikaner in Rajasthan. So basically I'm from Rajasthan and all my inspiration lies over there. I do not go into so much of history, but I am fascinated by the architecture over here. You see the kind of, windows they have, it's very, very fascinating. So this Haveli basically is very old Haveli. Haveli is kind of a fort, and it was for Rampuria merchant person, and he got it made in those, like, what do we say, 1408 something AD kind of a thing. But yes, in 1400s maybe. And yeah, so I'm not going into so much of history right now. I will be showing you how to take out the patterns from this. Okay, see. Now I have just rendered a sketched form of, what do we say, this Haveli, so that you understand my process over here. Okay, so I kind of take out the, so for me, I see and I am able to take out the pattern. So this is for you to make you understand how I do it. Otherwise, I do not render a sketch format or something, but this is for your understanding. So if you see in the sketched format, you will see the structure. Okay, wait, I will be showing you. Just a second. Do you see these? Lovely shapes coming out, lovely shapes. This is an arc shape over here. Okay, right? And then these line works, and then this brick works, and in total this line work over here. Okay, let's take out some patterns. Suppose I am taking this arc form. Okay, this one. Getting? Oh shit. Yeah. Okay, so we'll take out this form, and then we are making basically a pattern out of it. All right, now let's go for another pattern over here. Do you see? There is this rectangular shape, and then this and this. Okay, let's make it. Wait, it is more upwards over here, unevenly distributed. Then there is this circle. Okay, this circle over here, and then there is one more circle outside it. Okay, so a circle, one more circle outside. Right? You can take, there is a possibility of coming up with numerous patterns from this. You just have to study it. Oh, this is one fascinating one. So this is an arc going inside, coming outside, and then it is like this. And then there is one rectangle over here. Okay, so we will be making something like this. All right, now suppose just these four, and we want to make a pattern out of this. Okay, so I can go something like this, a circle. Oh wait, and then maybe all right. Just merging two of whatever I have seen and making a repetition out of it. Okay. And then maybe repeating this again inside. Okay, and maybe we can fill this one so that it gives a little pop-up. And it is a very common thing to repeat inside and fill it if you are little bit aware of the patterns we make here. Okay, and then maybe we can go and have some dots here. Right, so there are ways of coming up with different patterns, and then you can use it in your mandalas, in your Zantangles, and making a background or anything. Suppose I'm using this circle, okay, and then two lines, a circles, two lines, circle, two lines. So I try to make patterns simple. I don't go for very intricate patterning, but you can. There is endless possibilities. And maybe I will fill this also just for the sake of it. Right? So now these patterns, who will say that these are inspired from these things? But I think if you are studying it and if you know how to observe and how to take things out very simplified way, then you can do it also 100%, 100%. Okay. So now this is Hawa Mahal of Jaipur, Rajasthan, and it has beautiful architecture, beautiful repeated patterns in the structure itself, So I did this pattern thing, this is sketchy thing, so that you understand how this patterns is going on, and it has very intricate patterns. Okay. Now this is a temple of Jodhpur, and do you see the line work? Long lines. Okay. And this is the sketch work of it, so that you see how the lines are coming down. Okay. Suppose here, have a look. Let's just study this. Do you see how these lines are going? I will just make it. Then a bump, coming down, wait, again, sorry. A bump here, bump here, coming down, a bump here, coming down slantwise and coming down. Okay, now if I try to make a pattern from this, it will be very fascinating. Right? A very simple thing, a very, very, very simple thing, but try repeating it. I'm doing it very fast and very free-handedly, but if you do it with lines and all those stuff, you will see what I'm trying to tell, and it has gone all haywire right now. But okay, and then maybe you try to fill some of it. And this can be your whole one pattern, right? And we say that all these graphic designers or all these jewelry makers or everyone, they come up with new patterns. But what our habit is, we go to the internet and we see the patterns or we see the things which are already there. We do not try to work up our mind, and that's why we see repeated artworks and not the original ones. So I think if more artists tries to do the research and tries to go by their own creativity, they will see things happening with their artwork. Do you see these doors, open doors? Beautiful repeated work pattern, which I already made. And then see, there is black thing inside, which I made. It is just here. Have a look. The pattern which I made is already available here, right? So it is just a matter of how you look at these things and how you make it. Now this is Patrika Gate, which is in Jaipur, and it is the most beautifully made thing. It is newly made by this newspaper company called Rajasthan Patrika in celebration of something. But I don't have to actually tell you how to take out patterns from this, because there are 2-3 patterns which are drastically visible right now in front of us. Okay, suppose, so this is the sketched version. Have a look. We have this this pattern coming out over here. Beautiful pattern. Okay, then this door pattern. Right, and then this is a very beautiful pattern over here. This one. Okay, so this is the triangle. And then there is triangle, 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 over the triangle and dots inside it. Very beautiful one. Okay, then there is a floral one. And this is the very simplest form of the floral I did. And then you see the patterns over here inside this. Right? And you see this sun face with eyes and mustache, and this is a very simplified version of what I'm trying to make. So the whole thing I'm trying to explain over here is try having a look. Now see the type of the structure of this hallway. I mean, beautifully done. See the sketch work over here, and you will see the type of pattern. You can actually make this pattern going inside infinity loop kind of thing. So yes, this is from Rajasthan, Jaipur, and see the pattern. See this work, this brickwork over here, and we can infuse these patterns basically anywhere in our designs. This is again Patrika Gate, which was shown before, but see the type of yes, the floral patterns are basically very, very beautiful, and these are called fine art, and you will find it in the palaces of Rajasthan. It's very common work over here, and this is a Jaisalmer fort. I just cannot stress on the beauty of it, but also the patterns you see in here. Okay, have a look on the sketched one. the patterns. Okay. Yes, the architecture in Rajasthan. I have shown you like very, very few things. Like you will see houses also, old structured houses in Rajasthan like that. And if you book a hotel or something, you might possibly get a structure like that. Like all the palaces have all these old structured things, and the temples, and everywhere you will find patterns. Everything is an inspiration, like so much of inspiration. Okay, now those who want to do some activity with me, like will be making a final greeting card or something like that, which you can give to your loved ones. Anything, it can be a thanks, it can be happy Diwali, which is belated, or it can be basically anything you can write. All right, so I will be teaching you the most simple one, which is called bold type. Okay, now for the bold type, if you have a pencil in your hand or something, first we are going to have the guideline. Okay, now the guideline, suppose if I'm trying to write a letter A, so this is my guideline A. Okay, if I'm writing A like this, it will be a different guideline. Suppose I'm writing like this, sorry, a different guideline. Maybe I'm writing in a thinner way, different guideline. Maybe in a very steep way, a different guideline. Okay. I will have to answer this question for you. If wherever you are living is not so beautiful, then the challenge is the greater, but not able to look up often. I know, but the whole point is you don't have to actually look on the beautiful things. I just explained you this example of a cup, right? It is a daily object. Okay, you can take out patterns or anything, any inspiration from the things which you are using daily. It can be your pencil, it can be your earphones, it can be your water bottle, it can be the books, it can be anything. And if you don't find inspiration from things which are around you, watch movies. Yeah. Right. The flowers from plants. Seriously, there is so many things and so much to see. The thing is, we don't want to see, and or maybe we are like, oh, this is not worth looking, but everything is worth looking. Anyways, bold type. So now, these are the guidelines. Now, what you have to do is you just have to move your pen around it. Okay, outside this guideline. Have a look how I am moving my pen. Okay, right? Let's do this for this also. If you guys are doing with me, I will be very much happy. Let me know who all are doing it with me. Anyone who is doing it with me? All the things which I am right now doing. Yes, okay, cool, great. Okay, cool. That's so great, cool. Okay, let's do the smaller A. Just moving your pen outside and then inside the space. Okay, again, outside and inside. Okay, maybe I'm giving a more width to the space. Okay, now let's eliminate the guideline. You can erase. I am just using this software, and then you will see a bold type doodling text. Right? Now let's write a word. Okay. Anything you can write. You can write your name. You can write any word which inspires you. Anything. Okay. Suppose I am writing. What do I write? I'll write my name. So this is my guideline. Cool. And now I will be just moving my pen around it. All right. Now I will just remove the guideline, and those who are doing it with me, you can erase it, your pencil marks. I'll wait for you guys. All right. Now we can either infuse the patterns inside the letter, or we can use the patterns to create the background. All right. So I will just copy this layer into my next sheet. You just keep doing on the same area. Okay. So, okay, wait. We'll be merging these two things together. First, I will be copy pasting my thing over here. Fine. Now let's make a pattern background. Any pattern which you see around you or which you felt inspired to do, like after seeing so many pictures of all these things, anything. Let's try and make at least 5 patterns or 3 patterns or anything. Okay. Not necessarily copy me, just do it. Whatever you see in front of you, just do that. Suppose I have this, if you can see my screen, I have this earphones, car, whatever. So I get this square shape from here, and then there are 3 dots here. Okay, cool. So I think I will be making inspired from this 3 dots outside. Okay, now it is feeling so empty for me. So suppose I am making 1 more square inside. All right. Okay, those who are doing with me, not necessarily please copy with me, just do it whatever you are seeing. And if you just want to copy this example, you can do it too. Okay. And suppose if you just want to go with the oh, Annette, so nice to hear that. Thank you. If we are doing analog, you have to explain this sentence to me, like more like symbols, whatever you are imagining, something like that. Like suppose a spark, now you're imagining a spark. If we are doing not digital, oh, you just do it. So this is, you can do it with paper and pencil. I normally take my workshops on the whiteboard with, so that I can actually convey this thing to you. But because I had to show you so many things, my work and these architecture and everything, that's why I did this. Otherwise, please go ahead and first, everyone should never start with anything digital, because these things are basic. If your hands are not equipped to paper and pencil or papers or something like that, you always find shortcuts, because see, I copy pasted things, right? It is a shortcut, man. Everything is a shortcut here. So I tend to put 2-3 things in my patterns, so just to make it more with a variety. But when I am making it on a wall, sometimes in the background I am using one type of pattern only. Yeah, yes, Deborah, just do it with paper pencil. Okay, next, second one, second. What? Okay, suppose I'm having this pen, and let's take the upper part of it, just the triangle, and maybe the nib part I am just making it over here. Okay, what? And then, okay, maybe I'll be repeating it. So some patterns you will see, oh, this is a very usual pattern, I have seen it so many times. But things that you can always come up with those patterns on your own, like this pattern, this second pattern which I am drawing right now. It is a very normal, very usual, very common pattern, but I came up with it with my own inspiration, with my own observation. So that is where you're putting your mind to work. So that's great. So don't feel anything else. Okay, so this is again one part. What about mandala like drawings? Does that work to copy mandalas? We like to get into the mood until we draw our own. So mandala drawings for me is very much meditative. I tried taking one virtual workshop of mandala, and it is more than only patterns. It is more than the technique things. The techniques can be taught virtually. The techniques can be taught, like you can see a YouTube tutorial, you'll see all these geometrical things and everything. But if you really want to connect with oneself, you really actually want to go and get into the mood. I will someday keep a meditative session, someday, because mandala for me is not teaching. Mandala for me is something very much spiritual, and not many people know I am a very, very spiritual person. Okay. I have so many stationaries over here. Suppose I'm taking this marker for the next and the third drawing. So this thing, wait, I'll take another because I think I'm repeating so much. Okay, let's take this oval part. And then maybe a circle inside, and then, okay. Okay, and then I'm just filling this circle also. Sometimes I like so much of breathing space. Sometimes I just don't like having so much of breathing space. Now, these are the 3 designs which I came up with. Thank you, Neil. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, so let's merge them. So this is the name. Okay. And now I will be using those patterns which I drew. Okay. So suppose I am making lines like this. I am a very, very poor drawing person when it comes to a digital one. I'm very good on paper pen, though. Trying my hands on digital now. Okay. Suppose I'm using this over here.
Mamta, I was just going to say we're reaching sort of the last 5 minutes.
I know.
Oh, good. we're happy for you to continue. I just want to let you know.
No, I'm having the check. So I will just, that is on the completion also. I just don't want to send them without deleting thing. Okay. So this one, and maybe those 3 dots which I made. So I'll be making 2. So basically you do it with so much of geometrical prescription and everything. Here we are just doing it freehand, so that just to let you know that you can also use this thing. Okay. Okay, so maybe I will just finish it off with more big, thick lines. This is how you cheat in drawings. But I would like that you guys do it nicely, and then I think Pradeep will tell how to put and where to put so that we can see your work. And yeah. Okay. So kind of this is it, but it would have been more nice. But basically I'm trying to tell you over here that you can even put these patterns inside the font type also, or use it in the background. And the Paddy has shared this link where you can actually put what you have drawn. Okay, so take your time and share your drawings in the comment section there on this link. So like, and then yeah, I will be giving out free download to greeting cards of Christmas and New Year. So yeah. Oops, sorry. So the winners will get that. And thank you. Drum roll, please.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
this is the place where you can find me. Doodle Art Workshop is not operative right now because I'm working on some new things, and it will take 3 to 4 months to come up with new things. But you can actually like the page, and whenever we'll be coming up with new things, you'll get to know. Yay!
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was great.
Thank you. I am reading so many comments. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy that you guys liked it. Yay. And I would love to see what you made, okay, after this session.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Thank you. Yay. Cool.
I was going to say, Mamta, that absolutely blew my expectation. I mean, I saw your work on social media, and I was like, it would be so cool to bring some of that to this community. So thank you so much for sharing a real treasure trove of sort of knowledge and insight for us, because I think many people really enjoyed that. So thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am so happy to be presenting this thing, because this is one of a kind for me. I told Paddy also before that I have never been into a workshop where I've shown my work. So it was very experimental for me also. And yeah, I think it went okay, good.
It was great. It was very inspirational. I've got to do I've got to paint my daughter's room, my 6-year-old's room, and she wants a rainbow on the wall.
Yeah, how cool. You can do that. Also, I do have some DIY videos on my Instagram. Like if you guys are interested in painting your own walls, you can, I have very simple steps which you can follow, and you can paint your room. So you can do it in Christmas, you know, New Year is approaching, Christmas is approaching, decorate your walls and just send it to me over the mail or something. I will be very happy to share it on my social media, and just very happy in general to see things that, okay, you guys have done it.
Awesome.
I love that that you've sent us all looking for a big wall to paint now, I think, Mamta. So I think my wife won't be too happy when I mess it up. But
my wife normally needs to paint in the room, so I'm going to do it now.
But you can do it. Just go, just mess it, and then if you don't like it, you can always repaint it. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
So,
Right. Well, that really brings us to the end of the session. And so once again, thank you so much, Mamta. Grant, any final words from yourself before we let everyone go and start practicing some of their patterns?
no, nothing from me. Just a big thank you again, Mamta. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And just a shout out to the next Visual Jam. It will be in December, and we're hoping to do a bit of a Christmas special. So we will confirm the guests very soon. I just need to double check with them, but we're hoping for a bit of a party carnival atmosphere. So please do join us for that. I forget the exact date, but it'll be kind of middle of December sometime, unless you know, Grant, because I'm rubbish with dates.
No.
Oh, okay, good. It's just as bad as me. And yeah, please do share your creations on LinkedIn. We'd love to see them, and I'm sure Mamta would love to see them as well. And we'll be sending out those digital downloads as well. Once Mamta's got those over to us, we'll send them to everybody who's subscribed to the newsletter. And you can find the newsletter link. I think it's on our Meetup page as well. Awesome. There we go. Around 15th of December is the next one. Superb. And there's a link for the newsletter. Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, folks. We'll let you go and enjoy and keep safe. Thanks.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye. Bye.